Hi guys, this is the first session out of Mediumship Magic, which is my free 6-part series. And I'm excited to bring this to you. I'm really excited. It is super early. It is 6 a.m. in the morning. I've got children sleeping in that room and in that room. So here we go. We're going to be bringing some Paleo Santo in today. We have got a really exciting topic. This is a topic. I've got my phone here as well. There we go. We are live. This is great. Okay. I've got notes here. I've got my Paleo Santo, and we've only got like 20 to 25 minutes. Usually, my calls are like an hour long, so I've got notes because I want to condense it down because this whole series is about giving you information, remembrance, and integration of what that is. So if you are jumping on, please come and say hello and let me know if you can hear me. So I'm just going to be able to see where all the comments are coming up. And yay, I can see some comments. I got Elizabeth Lynn in the house. Hey, Elizabeth. Melanie, Jasmine, Amy, Raywin, Jillian, Kemi, Emily. Oh my gosh. Hey, Julie. It's so good. So many of you, like 90% of you, have already done that are jumping on. Bronwyn. Oh, so good to see you guys. You can hear me. Thank you, Mel. Yeah. Okay. Some of you at 6 a.m. in the morning. Some of you, hey, Paula. What is the time? Where are you from? Let me know. Pop it in the chat. This is an interactive experience. Why? Because we're co-creating. Okay, I'm going to tell it to you guys. This is what I say in Magnificent Mediumship, which is my certification. We are always co-creating. We are always reading the auras of one another. And I'm excited to talk about this topic today because the topic is escaping the matrix. And why have I made this the first topic in this series? Okay, my guides and I have been working on this for a little while, and the reason why we made it is because you've got to escape the matrix to access your mediumship abilities. If you are living a normal life, which I hope you are to some extent, right? But if you're living a very linear mind reptilian life, and what I mean by reptilian is we use reptilian part of our brain. Also, we are hybrid. I won't go into that today, but we have got basically a lot of different skill sets from a lot of different entities, a lot of different beings, which has made this incredible being that we are. But if we're functioning from more reptilian, more of the mind, more of the human, more of the 3D, rather than being able to see beyond that, then we are limiting ourselves. Okay, so today is about escaping the matrix. Okay, so hey Nicole, okay, at 2 p.m. In Ohio, 2 p.m. in Ontario, how do we say that? Sorry. 3:30 a.m. in Adelaide. Go Jazz. Oh my goodness, 7 p.m. in the UK. Amy, you made it. 2 p.m. on, yep, 2 p.m. at East Coast of, oh my goodness, my words haven't even, the coffee hasn't kicked in. 1 in the afternoon. Hey, Lita. So good to see you guys. Okay, all right, let me just put this down. Oh, too many moving parts here. Okay. You will be seeing me over the series with a bare face and activewear and, you know, I'm real chill and I could barely find a pen today. So it's Monday morning. How was your weekend? I'm really curious. How was your weekend? And are you ready? We are building up to Q4. We're at the end of Q3. How's that been for you? We've had Mercury retrograde. I think we're going into a Saturn retrograde. We've had the Lion's Gate. The Schumann resonance has been like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's tune in, okay? How are you? I'm actually really curious. I would like to know, how are you? 1 being like, oh my God. 10 being, woohoo. I know my client Lou was like, I'm bouncing off the walls. You know, how are you? How are you going? Some of us have had a bit of a polarity, like we've been up and down. I said to my friend yesterday, we're having a sauna, and I said, honestly, I've been feeling a little bit up and down. This last kind of few weeks has been quite intense, and of course, we're going through Magnificent Mediumship round 14 at the moment, and whenever we do MM, or even when we do any type of series like Mediumship Magic, this free series, we go through upgrades. And why do we do that? Because we're going through a collective upgrade, as well as an individual expression. I like to call our individual expression our inner matrix. Our inner matrix is always tuning in. You can imagine like all these little antennas, these little energetic, that kind of sounds a bit creepy, but like energetic, like golden threads, that are just coming out from us, these little frequencies, vibrations, because we're not just this 3D being, this carbon expression. We're so much more. And this is very, we know this. You're like, yeah, obviously, Vic. However, are we integrating this? So I'm going to teach you, well, remind you 3 important things today about escaping the matrix. So if you are ready to do this, put a 111 in the comments now. Let's get this rolling. Let's get this moving. I'm also going to invite you to invite people to this. Now, I'm not a put myself out there and reach out to people. I'm a projector, okay? I'm a projector. Invitations work for me. So if you can invite at least 3 people to the series, it doesn't matter if they come now, tomorrow, the next day, or in 2 weeks' time. This series is going to be in the community, the Awaken community of Victoria Bond, just for being in my community, and it's completely free. So collective versus the inner matrix, and often it gets all muddled and we don't know what is I don't know myself from Arthur to Martha, like who the hell am I half the time? And this is because we are empaths, and if you are here right now, I can guarantee you're an empath. So we're going to do these 3 processes, which is going to help you to come inward, okay? There's been a lot going on, a lot. So I'm going to tune into the chat and see how you're going. How are you going? So let me just have a little look here. 111 comments. Oh, 111. Yes. Okay, so how are you going? Up and down for sure. Yeah. Oh my God, Corey, are you here? Corey is traveling all around the world doing her grid work and her Kanika. She's tuning in. That's so cool. I've been very tired, getting as much rest as I can. Yeah. Now, where are we making ourselves wrong for resting? One of my projector clients, she said, I've been lazy. I've been doing like nothing. I've been feeling, and I'm like, that is good. Every time people message me and say, I haven't been doing anything. Oh my gosh. I'm like, good. High 5, thumbs up, because we need to integrate what it is that is coming from the Schumann resonance, like the energy of the earth, if you will, the solar flares. We've got planets aligning here, then we've got polarities over here, we've got all sorts of stuff happening around the planet, good things and bad things, or should I say lower expression and higher expression. And here we are thinking that we're meant to be like this. Oh, I need to be regulated all the time. Perfect. In my perfect little world, that is fucking insane. And it's not real. It can't be, because there's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of intenseness going on the planet right now, within our relationships, within our body, within the universe, okay? So where are we trying to make things perfect when we are in an experience? We are in an experience. I want you to take that in for a moment. We are in literally this holographic experience that we are manifesting. But it's not just about us, it's about the collective energy that we are tuning into with these antennas, like we just spoke about. These parts of us that are echoing out, tuning in. Have you ever thought about a friend? You're tuning into a friend or a client or an acquaintance, and the next minute, they're the first person on your feed. Or you bump into them at the supermarket, or they walk past you. Example, yesterday. So my friend messages me and she's like, come over for a sauna. We haven't seen each other for a few weeks. We've both, been unwell and going through all the roles of the universe, right? And we go have this really great catch up. Later on that day, last night, walking on the beach with my friend / dog trainer, having a dog training session with my dog. And we see our friend walking towards us. She's walking towards us. She doesn't see us. She's on the phone. There's no one else on the beach. She walks up to us. She stops when she's directly in line with us. Directly. Couldn't see us. She turns around and she walks back the way that she came from. and we yelled her name and we just waved, right? She was on the phone. And I said to my friend who I was with, isn't that crazy that the frequency that we be attracts other frequencies that are similar or the same? Like attracts like. Your inner matrix will attract the like of the frequency that you are carrying, that you are thinking, that you are radiating out, emitting. Emitting, is that the word? The energy that you're putting out, you attract. You say, I'm so fucking sick of bills. Oh my God, the bills just keep coming. I never have enough money. It's always... What do you think's going to happen? You think you're talking about the after effect of what already has landed. But you are creating, co-creating with the universe, your reality. Like attracts like. And, the people the person I was with on the beach, she's an MM as well. And the friend that walked past or walked to us, stopped, turned around and walked back. We're like, that is just crazy weird. Like, they're high frequency, amazing people. Amazing people. I'm like, oh, I must be doing something good then. No, just like kind of joking there. But truly, your inner matrix is matching your outer matrix. What has this got to do with mediumship? I can give me a 222 in the chat box if you're tracking, if this is making sense to you, because it'll all make sense as we go through the series. Just like Magnificent Mediumship, my certification. Some people are like, how does energy clearing has anything to do with mediumship? How does, doing channeling of the galactic have anything to do with whatever? I'm like, it all comes together. Collective and inner matrix dancing together. We are a projection of everything we see on the outer. Okay, so let me know how you're tracking. I'll have a drink of water here. Okay, making sense. Beautiful. I feel you tuned into me today. I did. I tuned into you, Amy, who's in the UK, by the way. This is the thing. We can tune into people at any given time. I tuned into Amy because Amy's in my Amplify Spiritual business mastermind. And she was like, what is the time zone? I can't figure it out. I think I may have Googled it and popped it in. I was like, I think it's 7 p.m. But when I tune into my clients, my friends, my potential clients, my audience, whatever, I'm tuning in. I'm using my energetics. This is what I teach in MEM as well. And literally, I'm pulling people closer to me. And I'm doing this radiation thing. So I'm going to, radiating out my energy, which I'm going to share with you a process in a minute. Okay, so mediumship isn't about just speaking to dead people. I know that sounds very kind of like, ugh. Like, I don't believe anything ever dies. Like my friend, she had a cousin that he passed away. Okay, it was, quite of a dodgy situation. He was 43, turning 44, I believe. And it was quite crazy, something that happened in our town. And she messaged me, this was only a few months ago. And she said, can you please tune in and tell me if my cousin is alive? He's gone missing. And, she knows I'm a medium and we've been best friends since we were 7. And so I tuned in. And I said, well, yeah, I feel like he's alive. Now, I don't do sensing murder or anything like that, right? However, the reason why I felt like he was alive was because I could talk to him, because I can talk to living spirits and spirits that have no bodies. And this is something I want you to tune into, because I want to expand in this series. I want to help stretch you 20 to 25 minute experiences that we're going to be having twice a week. Invite your friends, because energetically you're going to expand, not just of the mind. So when I told my friend this, I said, look, I can't really tell, but all I can tell is, to me, he's alive, because I can feel him, I can see him. Just like Amy said, Vic, I felt like you were tuning into me. Yeah, I was. She's got a body, but she's also a spirit. You're a spirit whether you have a body or not. And this young guy who he literally washed up on the beach. It was really, really sad and devastating for our town and his family that was left behind. I can feel him now, because nothing ever dies. And mediumship isn't just about talking to dead people, and because nothing ever dies. It's really about tuning into different potentials and layers and experiences of consciousness. Mediumship is about consciousness. It is about expansion. It's about embodiment. It's about awakening. It's about being alive. Mediumship is about being alive and proving to those that are left behind, if you will, that everything is always living. We are living. Spirit is living. They don't ever leave us. The point of mediumship is to share with our loved ones that their loved ones have not gone anywhere. I have been awake since 3:30 this morning, speaking to my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my grandfather. On the weekend, I had a whole lot of people, dead people that I know, speaking to me, guiding me through dreams, through the dream state. And nothing ever dies. But we have a human body. So the separation, and we've got the brain that creates a separation of, I don't understand because I can't see them. So what I like to teach in Magnificent Mediumship is literally, how do we do these three, I'm going to do these three processes with you in just a minute. How can we access more of our inner matrix, be strong within the inner matrix, so then we can expand into what we're projecting out and gather information. Just like Amy said, I felt you tune into me. Yes, I did. She was tuning into me, tuning into her, even though we're on different sides of the world and had not spoken. Isn't that interesting? This is how I actually manifest my business, my life, money, magic. Mediumship magic. Not just about trying to get your brain to tune into someone who's died. It does not make sense, but that's what we see. We've been conditioned and programmed to say, what does mediumship mean? Get the crystal ball and think about it. Look, try really hard with your brain. No, this is not a mathematical equation. I mean, scientifically it probably is, but it's not a mathematical situation. Now, here's the other thing I want to share with you, and then we're going to do the three processes. Signs and synchronicities are the matrix. There is glitches in the matrix. Give me a 333 if you have seen glitches in the matrix, and let me explain more. 111s, feathers, butterflies, 666, 555, and so all of these things, right? Just like, oh my God, my friend walking on the beach, seeing our other friend, like that. That's called driftwood. That's called breadcrumbs. That's called golden, like sparkles of, I'm guiding you. We're always being guided, but we get really fucking greedy. I want more. Butterflies and 111s is not enough. Boom, we go straight back into the reptilian mind. Because we're not coming from, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I had a dream about my granddad, and then I felt like I was guided all day with butterflies and 111s. The matrix is always speaking to you, and the glitches go beyond the hologram. Okay? Give me a 333 if you know what I'm talking about and you've seen the glitches. Another way of seeing glitches, deja vu. Right? We see this in the matrix, literally, the deja vu. I keep seeing fucking cats everywhere I go. That's literally on the matrix with the black cat glitch. There's another one, right? So people, synchronicities, things like seeing your old car that you had when you were 19 drive past you. It's not actually your car, it's a replica, you know, and then you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you go boom back into a time zone, you know. All of these things are part of mediumship. So in my Magnificent Mediumship program, it's not just about talking to dead people and trying to think yourself into this ball, this crystal ball. It's about expanding into consciousness, working with the matrix, escaping it, which is the hardest thing to do. Why? Because you have to work with your brain and your body and your knowing and have some goddamn faith. And we know that we've lost a lot of faith in humanity. Not God, humanity. Because we're buying into the collective energy of what we are seeing, and a lot of the time it doesn't match our inner matrix, and we lose faith when we're 3 years old, 7 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, you name it. Something happens and we say, why have you forsaken me? Externally, it never was externally. Give me a 444 if this is resonating with you. Can you feel the shifts? By the way, I work with the mind to reprogram the mind, and now we're going to work with the body. So I want you, this is number one, I want you to please drop your barriers right now. What do I mean by that? If you've worked with me before, you'll know exactly what I mean. We have put up these walls, these layers. I see them like little cellophane. Like I just put all these little energetic layers, and we've got all these walls. Have you ever met somebody and you're like, oh, wow, it took a while for the walls to come down. But when the walls came down, we created a beautiful relationship. This happens in every single container that I've ever created. I'm like, okay, let's just take those walls down. But it's warming up. It's creating a rapport, right? We've got to do this in readings as well. Actually, I teach how to do mediumship, and I teach how to do readings, how to actually have a structure with this. I remind people of their gifts, but I teach them how to be professional when it comes to doing a reading. And the first thing is create rapport, connect heart to heart connection, create rapport. Ask them to drop their barriers energetically. So I'm asking you energetically from my heart to your heart, and I'm saying this verbally because this is a teaching, to drop your barriers. Sometimes this is hard. Sometimes you might need to take a nice deep breath and put those shoulders back. We put our shoulders forward to protect ourselves, like to protect our heart. So we bring them back and we drop our barriers, and we put our palms up in the space of receiving, and we look in the third eye gaze, and we put a little smile on our face, because quite often we're serious and we don't want to smile. And we say, I drop my barriers, drop them down, 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 down. Relax the yoni, relax the jaw, relax the eye sockets, just relax the body, relax the skin, right? I often play music to get people to loosen up, to remind them that we're playful. Drop your barriers down. Why do we drop our barriers down? We do this so then we can access more information. Because if you're doing a reading for someone, if you want to do mediumship and you've got your barriers up, how is the other person going to trust you? This is what happens, right? Barrier creates literally, it's a repel. It repels the energies. And this is what I've said in my notes actually. So discord, our auras repel and they attract. We dance with each other's energy. Our energy is ripe and louder than words. Everyone is reading your energy before the words, and this is where we get confused in the reptilian mind. But he said he didn't cheat, or he said that she said she was my best friend. It's quite funny. Like, words are secondary to energy. So if you want to be a medium, before we even talking to clients, right, you've got to start being one with the universe and drop your barriers. And we drop them down, 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 down to the floor. Drop them down, 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 down to the floor. And be graceful. Don't expect anyone, including yourself, to drop your barriers instantly. We work on it, right? Okay, so have you dropped your barriers? Give me, and if you're jumping on, come and say hello, by the way. Hello, Amy Swan. So, hey, Helen. Oh my gosh, like literally 90% of the people here have done Magnificent Mediumship. If you've done MM, give me a yes, or said, I've done MM. Let's get this moving. I want you guys to tell us. Let's get everybody who hasn't done it excited. So, if you dropped your barriers, give me a 555. Are we up to a 555? I dropped my barriers 555. Why do I get you to put numbers in, angel numbers? Well, what this does is it solidifies it. Okay, and you're basically saying, okay, I'm doing that. I'm putting my hand out. I'm dropping my barriers. I'm doing it. It is telling the universe that you're ready to invest in your very self. I drop my barriers. I'm claiming it. I'm being witnessed. Universe is always listening. Okay, Seeing all those 555s, beautiful. Okay, here we go. The second one is connecting to life force, connecting to source consciousness. How do you do this? I'm curious. Do you know how to do this? One thing and I'm reading your vibration right now, right? So I've gone completely off script and we're going to wrap this up because I want to really honor your time here. Now, most people are trying so desperately to connect into their head, realizing when they're trying to have vision that it's not within their head that they're truly seeing. It's within their soul. You think you're seeing it within your head, okay? The thing that we must do is to connect into source consciousness, into life force, is to connect into breath. Often when we're trying to see and visualize, it's like taking a photo, you go and you smile and you hold your breath, right? I don't want you to hold it. What I want you to do is relax into it, to integrate, to regulate, to be it. You need to be it. Not see yourself as separate, because otherwise we're an ego. Mediumship comes with a lot of ego if you're not doing it correctly. So I work with my clients in EMM to drop their ego, or to not even drop it, not even have an ego. Sometimes we have ego deaths, but really just to go, you can sit here. You can be here. I love my ego. I just don't want it to take the reins of my existence and my creation. So what do we do? What type of breath are we going to do? Okay, we're going to do a box breath. This is really easy. Okay, do this with me. Breathe in for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 5. Breathe out for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 5. Do this again in your own time. And just breathe in and out of your nose, because we don't want to let go of the energy. We want to stir it up. We want to build it up. So we breathe in for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 5. Breathe out for the count of 5. And then hold for the count of 5. And then breathe in for the count of 5. Do this one more time in your own time. Breathing in for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 5. Breathe out for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 5. I recommend you do this 5 times. And why do I share this with you? Simplicity is how we connect to spirit, because the universe, spirit, everything is simple, not necessarily easy. The mind gets in the way. Box breathing is going to calm your nervous system down. It's going to bring you into a space of no space. Joe Dispenza speaks about this. Eckhart Tolle speaks about this. The space of no space, the present moment. You cannot be a medium if you are constantly trying too hard to be something that you are not, or you're trying to grab it externally. It's all internal. This is why I go to like Buddhism retreats. This is why I do yoga and meditation and all these things is my work to bring myself back in, because it's so tempting, distracting, and enticing to be external. Okay, give me a 666 in the comments if this is making sense to you. Okay, so connecting to life force. Another breath that you can do is 4, 6, 8. You breathe in for 4, you hold for 6, and you breathe out your mouth for 8, but you breathe out slowly. When we're calming the nervous system down, and I could tell you 28 million more. I've got a whole somatics video in my paid communities. But I just want to tell you these 3 things. Because if you do them and you apply them, rather than trying to be this really super intelligent being, trying to fix your own problems when there is no problems and you're solving equations that are too big, instead you can just come back to simplicity and become a magnificent medium. Realizing that mediumship is magic. Okay, so drop your barriers, connect into breath every single day. Have your feet on the ground, connect that earth into the breath. It is source, it is life, it is living. And the third one is expanding. The coolest thing about expanding is when you expand beyond the mind, when you expand beyond yourself, when you expand beyond the perceived issues and problems that you have in your life that are so real and that you've made so solid, then you can see that there is no problem, that you're in a matrix. How do we do this? You just do it. Expand, 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 expand. We drop our barriers, we come into our breath, and then we come into our heart space and we expand. Expand beyond your body. Expand beyond your aura. Some people have never done that. They have one little spidey radar that goes out that comes back in. And that might have been a little psychic experience, right? Expand beyond the room, beyond the town, beyond the suburb. Expand beyond the country. Expand beyond the planet, through the planet, around the planet. This is where I go and tap into my UK, my US friends. Hello. When you can feel me, I'm expanding and I'm coming to say hello. I never miss anyone because I'm always going to see people. We expand out to the cosmos. How far can you expand? You drop your barriers, you come into the breath, you breathe slower, you calm that nervous system, you know that you're okay, everything is working for you. You expand beyond the planet. And then you notice how big you truly be. This is mediumship magic. This is connection. This is how you access your loved ones that have passed, that have never ever died. They are well and truly living. The larger you are, the more access you have. When you drop the fear and the ego and you come from love and you come into the space of experience, experimenting, trust and faith, your inner matrix becomes so large that it becomes the matrix. The high vibrational when you're walking down the beach and you see your friend while you're with your other friend after you've just been talking about the friend in the nicest way. When you see the 111s and the feathers, the butterflies. When you know that everything's going to be okay, when the sunrise rises for you and it's about to rise here. When you know that your interactions, your co-creations are going to be perfect and divine and they don't need to be micromanaged. Okay, so open your eyes if they're still closed. If you close them, it doesn't matter. You can expand your energy. I don't want to be you walking around with your eyes shut all day. Give me an 888 in the comments. Have we even gone to the 777? I'm not sure. Okay, I want you to give me a 777 in the comments if this has landed with you today. How are you feeling? Give me a 777 and tell me how you're feeling in the comments. My call to action today is for you to share this. Do you have a friend? Do you have a friend or a family member? Maybe you've got a child. Maybe you've got a teenager. Do you have anyone that you feel would really benefit from this? Okay, this is me doing this from the kindness of my heart, because I love that you're in my community, that you're in my Facebook community, this closed group, which is woman only. So we can talk about all things womanly and witch woony and mediumship, all the things. So share. You can share this group by literally inviting people to the group. Ask them first, or just they can accept if they want to accept. I want to make this series amazing and beautiful and save it so people can come in and learn in these 6 sessions that we have over the next 3 weeks. Okay, you're going to be integrating, remembering and expanding, and like I said or didn't say before, just being here and listening in the vortex. This vortex is extraordinarily transformational just by doing the things. I've been doing this for a long, long time now, and I know my shit when it comes to manifestation and mediumship. Okay, I feel so light and airy and a lot of relief to my exhaust, feeling okay, enlightened. Yes, hey Cara. Yeah, how are you feeling? Alive. Yes. Okay, so feeling better, and however we're feeling, and how we're feeling is perfect, because we've judged ourselves on what we think we should be feeling, right? instead of going, I'm feeling what I'm feeling. And I hope today that you can feel anchored and grounded and expanded and light and not so dense. Okay, so the 3 keys to escaping the matrix: 1, drop your barriers; 2, connect to breath; 3, expand. These are the things that when you do all of my pupils here will be like, oh yeah, I do this all the time because Victoria's always drilling it in. Let's drop our barriers. Let's expand our energies. Let's come into gratitude. Let's connect to our breath. Every time it's automatic pilot. This is what we do. Most of the world doesn't do this. Most of the world goes, shrink, keep it safe. Your power is your greatest protection. You are the strongest entity in your reality. I know by the way, if you're new here, I repeat myself a lot because we need to drill it in. Your power is your greatest protection. So expand, take up the space. You are spirit. To know spirit, you must know yourself. And you're the strongest entity in your reality. Nothing can fuck with you. We don't walk around with barriers up. We walk up with light. We are light. Nothing can touch you because you are a soul. You're an enlightened soul who is ready to do the work. We have gone over time. I apologize. So let's wrap this up. Have you had fun today? Give me a 999 if you're anchoring it in. Go and share with your friends. Let's see how many people we can get here rolling. If we get quite a few people, I want to make our last session a Q&A. I love answering questions. I'm a projector. We're going to be touching in on human design in this. Just trying to find my all of the topics here. So we are going to be touching in on human design. We're going to be touching in on, I don't know where all my notes are. That's okay. Oh, here we go. So your spiritual blueprint, clearing what's not yours. So entity and energy clearing. We're going to be talking about speaking to spirit and the beginning steps of how to do that. 3 steps to start today and receiving evidence. If you have worked with me deeply in mediumship, this is great because it's all going to be reminders. This is all bite-sized snippets of MM. And then once you've been through this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for MM. I want to do this. Or you might be like, you know what? Thank you. That blueprint was enough to get me started. And you might feel satisfied. Okay, my loves, it has been so great being here with you. I'm going to go prepare for Magnificent Mediumship. I'm going to go wake up my children, get them to school. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, magical day. And what we're going to do now is we're going to stay expanded. We're going to keep those barriers dropped. We're going to connect to our breath all day long. And then by the end of the day, I guarantee if you can keep tuning in, 1, dropping barriers; 2, connecting into breath; 3, expanding. If you keep doing that all day long, coming back to presence, coming back to presence, coming back to presence, because you will lose it a few times. That's called being human. That's called the external collective. You keep coming back to the inner matrix. By the end of the day, you'll feel energized. You'll be more psychic. You'll be more in tune, and you will be ready for the next steps. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. You are magical, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Lots of love.